rabbits, it's Trixie, and if you wonder what's going on with my hair, I let it dry in the sun and this is what happened. Today I want to talk about some German expressions that are pretty common to use but that don't make any sense at all when you think about them. When you speak a language every day, you kinda get used to it. You stop thinking about every single word. The whole process of talking becomes more and more automatic. And this way, especially the literal meanings of certain words are somewhat blurred. Let me give you an example in English so that you know what I'm talking about. But what about Martin? He seems like a nice guy. Yeah, but frankly, he's also pretty ugly. I bet you didn't notice anything weird with this conversation, right? But if you listen to it carefully and think of the literal meanings of all the used words, you will stumble over a strange expression. He's also pretty ugly.
Pretty ugly.
Isn't pretty ugly a weird thing to say? I mean, what is it? Pretty or ugly? So yeah, I know that's pretty nitpicky, and of course this pretty has another meaning than the pretty as in beautiful, but still, it makes the whole thing seem a bit ironic. As you can imagine, there are tons of these odd expressions in German as well. Expressions that may seem a bit ironic, paradox, or contradictory. So today I'm going to present them to you because I consider them seriously funny. Nothing more to say apart from enjoy today's episode. The first word I want to talk about is the German word eingefleischt. It literally translates to meatified and means something like dedicated or die hard. Eingefleischt means that you deeply identify with who you are. You're satisfied and passionate about your role, be it a nationality, a hobby, a job, anything. So you could, for example, say, I'm a dedicated, passionate, die-hard German. Also ich bin ein eingefleischter Deutscher, ich nehme einmal das Schnitzel mit Sauerkraut und Kartoffeln. So far, so good. But what if we combine eingefleischt, meatified, with something else? Something that should not be combined with meat. Ich bin jetzt seit 3 Jahren eingefleischte Vegetarierin. So in German, that would basically mean I'm a meatified vegetarian. Next up, same as in English, the German language has something like pretty to say somewhat, kinda. In German, that would be schön, which also has the second meaning, beautiful.
Why would you point at yourself saying beautiful?
Sorry. Which also has the second meaning, beautiful. Again, here is a normal sentence using pretty, schön. Wow, du kannst mit deinen Nasenlöchern wackeln? Das ist ja ganz schön cool. But everything can get pretty ironic as well. Wow, deine Tochter ist ja ganz schön. Hässlich. Word number 3 that I want to talk about today is langsam, which can mean something like now or by now. Martin ist jetzt 41, er sollte langsam seine Wäsche alleine waschen können. But I bet you guessed it already, langsam can mean something else as well. Slow or slowly. Renate, wir müssen los. Langsam musst du dich echt beeilen. So in this case, what Germans say is basically, you have to hurry slowly. How am I supposed to hurry? Slowly. Any Germans here? Have you ever thought about that? Very similar to that is the German word ruhig, which can mean something like by all means, surely or seriously. Harald, du könntest mir ruhig mal wieder die Füße massieren und du könntest dir ruhig mal wieder die Füße waschen. As you heard, in this case, ruhig was applied in the sense of, come on, I really want this to happen again. But what ruhig also means is quiet or quietly. So imagine that George wants to throw a party and he goes to his neighbor asking whether or not that's okay. And the neighbor, nice as he is, answers, ach, ihr könnt heute Abend ruhig laut sein. So what he wants to say is, sure, by all means, be loud. However, what it literally means is, no problem, you can quietly be loud. Another word of this kind is the German ordentlich, which can also be used in the sense of really. Machen Sie dann bitte schon mal den Mund auf. Ah. Oh, Sie haben ja ordentlich Mundgeruch. So here, ordentlich meant really bad breath. The second meaning of ordentlich, though, is orderly, neat, or tidy. So let's turn this whole thing into a paradox sentence again. Imagine a wife coming back from a trip. The husband was supposed to take care of the flat. She opens the door and... Hallo Oh, hier ist es ja ordentlich chaotisch. Wow, it's orderly or tidily or neatly, chaotic here. Next up, sicher, which comes closest to the English certainly. Was? Er hat dir Blumen gekauft, kocht jeden Abend für dich und bringt den Müll runter? Der hat doch sicher nichts in der Hose. This last sentence translates to certainly or surely he doesn't have anything in his pants. But sicher can also mean something else in German. Safe. Das sieht ja toll aus, aber diese Brücke zu überqueren ist sicher gefährlich. Crossing that bridge is safely dangerous. 0 out of 10 would not recommend. Next up, voll, which means fully or completely. Mein Papa ist voll cool. Wenn Mama nicht da ist, dann lässt er mich immer den ganzen Abend Fernsehen gucken und telefoniert dann mit irgendeiner Birgit. In this sentence, nothing seems to be wrong with using voll. But considering that it can also mean full, as in filled, you should maybe not combine it with empty, leer. Oh, wir schreiben gleich eine Mathearbeit und ich habe das Gefühl, mein Gehirn ist voll leer. Or what about the German word richtig, which can also be applied in the same sense as really. Boah, ich bin heute richtig schlecht gelaunt. Here, richtig simply put a bit more emphasis on the sentence. However, richtig also means correct or right in German. So what about this? Thomas, bei deiner Mathearbeit waren alle Ergebnisse richtig falsch. Well, I guess just because of richtig, Thomas Day turned from to. And lastly, the German word extrem, which simply means extremely, as you may have guessed. Used in a sentence like this, deine neue Freundin ist aber extrem arrogant. It is a pretty safe bet. It simply means that the girlfriend is extremely arrogant. But what about extreme being used in a sentence describing an activity that is not extreme at all? Und? Wie war dein erstes Mal mit Carsten? Extrem unspektakulär. Kann ich dir in 4 Lauten beschreiben. Carsten, you suck in bed. Alright, rabbits, what do you think about all these ironic or paradox combinations of German words? I mainly made this video because, again, I was surprised by the German language myself. So many things are happening while we speak and we don't even think about them anymore. So I hope that with this episode I was able to remind you of how amazing the German language is. And if you're not German, I hope that you learned 1 or 2 new things. What other words like that do you know? Words that shouldn't necessarily be combined, be it in German or in any other language. I really hope that you had fun with this video. If so, please leave a thumbs up because that would make me really happy. As always, if you want, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram or Facebook, and here is a video that you should definitely check out as well. Subscribe to Don't Trust the Rabbit for more videos like this, and if you want to support my channel even more, you can also find me on Patreon. I would appreciate your help so much. Now I wish you all einen schrecklich schönen Tag, and hopefully we are gonna see each other in my next video. Bye!